One of the greatest skills of the 21st century is critical thinking. But too many of us have adopted crippling thinking. I want you to know the truth about you, because when you know the truth, it won't just set you free, it will make you free, never to return to your skewed sense of identity. I want you to stop lying to yourself. Yeah. Let's talk about how to overcome imposter syndrome. Oh, I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you're doing well. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. And listen, we are going to have a great conversation. I hope you're having a great day in a great way. Please hit the thumbs up button. Come on, hit the thumbs up button. This helps me to grow my channel. I'm growing your greatness. Hit the thumbs up button. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button. You might as well. Yeah, you might as well. Let's have a courageous conversation of illumination. You know how to do that. You know how we do that. Let's turn the lights all the way up. Come on, drop some light bulb emojis in the chat, family. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Let's light it up. We too lit to quit. We're going to stay lit. Why? Because we are the light of the world. Let's brighten it up on this channel for change, this channel that creates change, and this channel that breaks chains. We're talking about imposter syndrome. Stop lying to yourself. Yeah, that's what, just stop lying to yourself. Telling yourself what you can't do, what you'll never become, what you'll never overcome. Just stop it. Stop stopping. Quit quitting. How to overcome imposter syndrome. Let's jump into it. What is imposter syndrome anyway? It's a phrase that was coined in the 1970s. And it is described as a particular internal experience of intellectual phoniness. We going there. An internal experience of intellectual phoniness in people who believe they are not intelligent. People who have adopted the crippling, stinking thinking that keeps them sulking and sinking, that they are not capable, that they are not creative, despite their high achievement. Oh, you achieved all these things to move into the higher echelon of nobility, acclaim and fame and notoriety. But you're still allowing imposter syndrome to bring you down and to bring you low. What does it look like? It is the constant scrutiny, the constant self-critique, to where you position yourself in doubt. You have postured yourself into the mentality and the mindset of I don't belong, of they not gonna like me, of I'm not good enough. And you are rewinding your mind, being unsure, being uncertain. Imposter syndrome, what it does is it makes you feel unqualified no matter how many qualifications that you have. Doesn't matter how many credentials, doesn't matter how many more degrees that you have. You got more degrees than a thermometer and you still feel as if you are unqualified when the results testify otherwise. Studies suggest this. 70% of people experience some form of imposter syndrome in their lives. I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe it's you. Yeah. 70% of people experience some form of imposter syndrome in their lives. And I need you to understand me here. One of the greatest skills that shifts the paradigm in your life in this 21st century is the skill of critical thinking. And many of us have sacrificed critical thinking at the expense of adopting crippling thinking. That which keeps us sulking and sinking. The negative perception, the negative mindset, the negative idea of who it is that we are. I want you to know the truth about who you are. Come on, family, type know the truth. You got to know the truth about you. And sadly, here's what we have done. We have adopted a lie identity. I want to speak to you today. No lie identity formed against you shall prosper. No imposter syndrome formed against you shall prosper. No lie about what other people said to you and what they said about you formed against you shall prosper. I need you to know the truth about you. You got to know the truth. Come on, family, type know the truth. Got to know the truth about who you are. And here's the thing about truth. Truth before time seems like a lie until time catches up with truth. Let me say that again. Truth before time seems like a lie until time catches up with truth. And that, my friends, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the truth. Why? Because scripture says, ye shall know the truth, and not the truth shall set you free, but the truth shall make you free. If I'm set free, I can always return back to my original oppressor, back to my original condition. But when I have made free by the truth, not only the physical shackles come off, but the mental shackles have come off, simply because chains are no longer metal. Now they are mental. You got to know the truth about you so that you can never return to a skewed identity and a false sense of who you are. Get rid of the lie identity. We're going there today. Too many people don't go. Too many people don't further their life. Too many people don't move further and farther into their future. Rather, they stop because here it is. Imposter syndrome is stopping them. Arrested development is stopping them. They have hit a particular space and place in their life where they have not evolved past that age of 15, past that age of 17, past the age of where it is that they were divorced, past the age of where it is that their heart was broken, past the age of where it is that they were mishandled. Arrested development is stopping them. Survivor's guilt, remorse is stopping them. People's opinions that become their prison is stopping them. Limiting beliefs is stopping them. Emotional snipers are stopping them. Emotional snipers are keeping you stagnant and stifled and stupefied. Here's something about a sniper. You never see them. Come on, how many action movies have you watched? To where, they took out the president, to where they took out some type of official. You didn't see the sniper. Or maybe they showed the sniper and they panned away from it. But everybody else who was around it didn't see the sniper. They only saw the ramifications of it. You never see a sniper. You only see the ramifications of the results. Emotional snipers is a metaphorical term. And is used to describe that which is hidden. It's used to describe that which is subtle. These are emotional issues. These are triggers that can undermine an individual's persona, an individual's identity, an individual's professional success. We have allowed emotional snipers. We have allowed limiting beliefs. We have allowed people's opinions to become our prison. We have allowed all of these aspects and ancillary parts of arrested development to stop who it is that we are. You are either going to be in your life, I need you to hear me, You're going to be either a disruptive thinker or an emotional sniper. You're either going to have disrupted thinking or you're going to adopt disruptive thinking. Disrupted thinking is when you stop being a critical thinker in a chaotic world and you allow people to dictate to you versus you dictating to them in the situation. Disruptive thinking says I'm an innovator, I'm a trendsetter, I'm a trailblazer, I'm a mover, I'm a shaker, I'm a creator. Why? Because I understand that this goal, this idea of what it is that God has given me, the greatness that is internal is bigger than me. Come on, family, type is bigger than me. It's bigger than me. Come on, type it, family. It is bigger than me. The anointing on your life is bigger than you. The greatness on your life is bigger than you. The power that you have is bigger than you. Can't allow emotional snipers to stop you. And too many of us have books in us that we won't write and that we don't write because you've been sniped. Woo, who am I talking to? Podcast, you know you're supposed to do, but you won't talk because you've been sniped. Businesses that you're supposed to develop, but you don't do it because you've been sniped. Ideas that are supposed to become income. Contacts that are supposed to become contracts, but you won't develop it because you've been sniped. Oh yeah, this is bad, real bad, Michael Jackson. Because this is what he would say. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Yeah, dun 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 dun. And this is what you're doing. You dancing away from your purpose each and every single time. Because you've been sniped. You allow yourself to be anesthetized. Yeah, and lethargic and lazy and lackadaisical. Because you move into the beat of the enemy's drum versus what God has told you to do. And here's the thing. It's real smooth. It's so smooth that you don't even know you've been sniped. You living life on autopilot. You living life primal when you need to be powerful. Emotional snipers don't stop success, but it slows success. Doesn't mean you're suffering, but what it does mean that you're not thriving and that you're not soaring. Family, if you're not a part of our Eagles community, you need to join so that you can soar into more. You see, I got my apparel on. When this is on, it's on. You want to join us because right after this session, tonight, we're going into our Eagles community. We're soaring into our Eagles community, and we don't need to soar into more without you being there. You don't want to miss what we have prepared tonight. It's going to be all the way right. Yeah, we tackle emotional snipers. We tackle spiritual gifts. We develop that. We develop you. We deploy you into greater success, into greater purpose. Developing your emotional intelligence, your relational intelligence. Empowering you to be a critical thinker in a chaotic world. You need to join us. Come on, invest in yourself. Go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button. Fill out the form. Be transformed. The link is in the chat. The link is in the description of this video. I love seeing all the colorful commenters in our community. Yeah, on the YouTube side right here. You want to be a part of our YouTube membership. Membership has its privileges. Sure does. Be a part of the Coach's Corner content. Connor's Corner content is what I have. I'm doing a little bit of coaching over there. Connor's Corner content, giving you a lot of behind the scenes footage, coverage, information, things I don't share on my social media, things that I don't share here, only in our members portal. How do you become a part of it? Tap the join button on this channel. Unlock one of those 3 tiers: VIP, royalty, OQP. Why? Because you are an only quality person. We're talking about emotional snipers. We're talking even more so about dealing with imposter syndrome. Where are we going to tackle it? Dealing with imposter syndrome. And a lot of times it's limiting beliefs, it's the emotional snipers. It is people's opinions that become our prison. It is all the reasons of what we think about why it won't work that inhibits us taking a step to move forward. An emotional sniper is something emotionally that you can't see. It is a blind spot. Come on, family, type open your eyes. Open your eyes. It is something that is holding you back from being all that you can be that you can't see. Ooh, this is good. This is good. I don't know about you. I don't know who I'm talking to. I hope it's you. I'm going to get high off my own supply off this one. It's something that is stopping you that you can't see. It's a blind spot. It's holding you back from all that you can be that you can't see. And that's why you got to have somebody who can see more and before. You got to have somebody in your life who can see what you don't see, that blockades your destiny. That's what's released in our Eagles community. Sure is. I want to tackle the types of imposter syndrome that a lot of us deal with. Oh, yeah. I want to tackle it. I want to talk about it. It's going to be transformative. I want you to stick and stay. More's on the way. I got a special message in the midst of this special message that I'm giving you today. On the other side of this break, there is more breakthrough. After these messages, I will be right back. Family, listen and lean in. Don't you think it's time to grow your greatness? No, seriously, it's just us talking. If you intend to soar, you need to visit theeaglesacademy.com/store. Why? Because I want you to join my mailing list. I want you to get all the solutions, the strategies, and the systems to write that best-selling book. You know it's in you. You know it's your time. Time to cultivate your communication skills. Develop, learn the art of communication. So much more. Visit theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Yes, y'all. And we don't stop. Come on, heed to these resources that you have heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about what I've said, the title, the topic. Stop lying to yourself. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Stop lying to yourself. Yeah. How to overcome imposter syndrome. Family, we're having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Oh, yeah, it's been an explosion of inspiration. Explosion of information. Let's tackle the types of imposter syndrome that a lot of us deal with. Because imposter syndrome can appear in a number of different ways. One is through being a perfectionist. Type, family, the perfectionist. Type that. The perfectionist. Perfectionism oftentimes goes hand in hand because here's the thing. A lot of times with perfectionists, they don't do anything. Yeah. They're such a perfectionist that they can't start until it's all perfect. They can't start the book until it's all perfect. They can't develop the business plan until it's all perfect. I'm not talking about perfecting your gifts and you're perfecting your craft and you sing something that, oh, well, nope, we need to deal with this. We need to take care of this. No. I'm talking about many of us don't start because we think everything needs to be perfect before we start. Time doesn't wait for the perfect you. Why are you waiting for the perfect time? Do you hear what I'm saying? You got 10 books in you ain't wrote one of them because you feel like you got to be perfect. No, let there be an evolved form of your growth. Perfectionists oftentimes feel that they don't measure up. Why? Because they keep comparing themselves to other people. They keep comparing themselves to their former self. Story goes that Michael Jackson, in the midst of all of what it is that he had completed and that all that he had developed in his music, there was still more in him. But because he kept comparing himself to a former version of himself, i.e. the Thriller version, one of the biggest selling albums, the biggest selling album of all time. Even though he may not have sold 100 million records like he did, he may have sold 60 million, but it wasn't good enough for him. So as a result of it, he would take longer breaks between the music, dealing with a level of imposter syndrome. To a certain degree, that was crippling his gifting. Don't stop till you get enough, but you would stop. Perfectionism. Perfectionists oftentimes focus not just on their strengths, they focus on their flaws, they focus on their mistakes, and they fixate on it. So here's what they do. They put a great deal of pressure on themselves, which leads to high amounts of anxiety. Come on, family, type renew your mind. Renew your mind. Have a problem delegating. They always feel frustrated. They always feel disappointed in the results. Do you feel as if everything has to be 100% before you start? Versus just starting and beginning with the end in mind. Things can't get better until you start. But I need you to hear me. It will get better if you start. It will start to be better if you start. Too many times we are suffering from the spectrum of success. You may make a mistake. It's going to be all right. Got to learn how to take it in stride. Got to learn how to view it as a part of the natural process. You have to push yourself. I need you to hear me. You need to push yourself to act before you are ready. Ooh. Come on, family, type take action. You got to push yourself to act even before you are ready. Force yourself to start the project. You've been planning for years. Stop planning and start taking action. You will never be perfect 100% of the time. And the sooner that you accept that notion, the better off you will be. I need you to hear me. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are perfect just the way you are. You are perfectly imperfect. Start something. Do something. Stop talking yourself out of something. Keep going. Stop stopping. Quit quitting. Number 2, I need you to type this. Type superhero. Type superhero. Type superhero. Yeah. Type superhero. This syndrome of the Superman or the Superwoman is this type of phenomenon where people oftentimes want to just push themselves harder, push themselves to the nth degree to deal or even cover up their own insecurities. But here's what happens. When you just always wear this S on your chest, when you never take off the cape and the cape to a certain degree becomes a chokehold it affects your mental health. But not only does it affect your mental health, it affects and it reflects in your relationships with others. To where you're stressed, to where you don't adopt healthy habits, to where you have oftentimes sacrificed your well-being because you're trying to prove to yourself that you are good enough. You're so focused on receiving the external validation that internally you are invalidating yourself. You're so focused on receiving the external validation that you never even received as a kid, that you never received in your relationship, that you never received in your marriage. Hear me. To where you have failed to reparent yourself, you have failed to reposition yourself, you have failed to, here it is, reimagine your life. Where now you take constructive criticism personally. You think constructive criticism is an indictment on who it is that you are. I'm the Superman, I'm the Superwoman, da 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 da. And you feel it is an indictment on your competence, and you feel it is an indictment on your skill, because your pedal is to the metal. It is literally 0 to 100 real quick. And nobody taught you, nobody showed you the value of easing off the gas. So here it is. You don't blow a gasket. Or it doesn't take you to an early casket. Let me talk to you. Because there are a lot of people who will come to your funeral who would never come to your rescue. You have to gauge what is reasonable in your life and what you can handle. You can't handle what so-and-so does. You can't handle what Junebug does. You can't handle what Pookie and Ray Ray handles. You can only handle what you can handle. Don't mishandle you by trying to handle what everybody else handles. Come on, family, type give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. We're talking about imposter syndrome. Stop lying to yourself. I need you to get the truth about who it is that you are. Talk about number 1, perfectionist. Number 2, the superhero syndrome. Write that. Yeah, don't allow nobody to bust your balloons. Don't allow nobody to pop your balloons. Don't allow anybody to take the air out of your life. Come on, type that. Number 1, family. Perfectionist. Number 2, superhero. Thirdly, looking at these particular types of imposter syndrome. Number 3, the expert. The expert. Write that. These are individuals who are highly skilled, but they oftentimes underrate their own expertise. They're trying to learn more, they're trying to become more, and they're never satisfied with their level of understanding. Here's what experts do. They measure their competence based on what? And they measure their competence based on how much they know or they can do. As a sad indictment, it is their belief that they will never be enough. They have a fear of being exposed as inexperienced. They have a fear of being known as someone who is not knowledgeable. I want to ask you this question. Do you shy away from applying for particular jobs unless you meet every single educational requirement? Are you the type of person who's constantly just seeking out trainings and certifications that you need to improve your skills in order to succeed, but you never really even do anything with those skills that you have learned? You just show up, but you never go up. Is it the fact that you've been in a particular role for a certain amount of time, but you still don't feel like you're enough? You still don't feel like you've become enough? You still don't feel like you do enough? When somebody calls you an expert, does that just make you just shudder? And does that just make you, just shy away from it? No, that ain't me. And you just defer. Yes, there's always more to learn. A know-it-all really knows nothing at all. But here's what you have to do. You have to embrace the aspect that you have a level of prior knowledge that can be advantageous for somebody's business to move the needle forward in that particular industry, in that particular arena. People need your voice, and you can't see your voice as a vice. So here's what you got to do. You just got to start practicing in time learning. Taking the time to count every opportunity that you have gained, the lessons that you have learned, as a step forward to advancing your intellectual prowess. When you share what you know, it not only benefits others, but here's what it does. It also helps to heal your fraudulent feelings. Listen, you got to stop lying to yourself. You're not an imposter. You're not a fraud. You really are that guy. You really are that girl. You really are that real deal. You are him. You are her. You have the it factor. Come on, family, type that. I have the it factor. Yeah, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I have the it factor. You really have it. It's within you. Greatness flows through your DNA. You have power that you haven't used yet. And many of us, we're waffling. We're in between this perfectionist, this superhero, this expert level where we don't ingratiate, where we don't embrace our own expertise. Why? Because we expect the external to validate how we feel internal. We keep looking at people rather than looking within ourselves. And here's why you got to be such a critical thinker. You got to be able to take you got to be able to take the lens of your life and you have to shift it to a different direction. It's time for you to move to new realms. I want to talk to you. It's time for you to shift the landscape in your life. It's time for you to adopt a mindset of abundance. It's time for you to rethink your life. It's time for you to reimagine. It's time for you to refresh yourself. It's time for you to reinvigorate. It's time for you to reparent. It's time for you to influence change. And here's what you have to do. You have to take yourself to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. I got to have the leading of the Lord. I have to deal with where it is that I am. I have to tap into what is triggering me. What are my traumas? Why am I feeling as if I'm undeserving? Why am I feeling as if I cannot accomplish this? That when I start, I don't finish anything. Woo! Emotional snipers. Come on, you got halfway through the book, chapter 5, but that was in 2005. Why is it that whenever you start a particular project, you are attacked? Why? Because the enemy understands the assignment that is on your life. I need you to open your eyes, your spiritual eyes, to see these emotional snipers. to look at these limiting beliefs, to move you from a place of imposter to I prosper. Come on, family, type I prosper. You are moving, you are shifting from imposter to I prosper. Yeah, when I start this project, it's going to prosper. When I develop this assignment, I'm going to prosper. When I go back to school, I'm going to prosper. When I write out this blueprint for this business, I'm going to prosper. When I go for funding procurement, I'm going to prosper. When I don't just look for the loan, but I look for the grant, I'm going to prosper. When I'm selling my services and my products and I'm doing ministry in the marketplace. Why? Because I have a marketplace mandate. I prosper. No imposter syndrome formed against me shall prosper. Woo. Who am I talking to? That imposter syndrome is broken over your life. That feeling of being fraudulent. That feeling as if you don't have the juice, you don't have the sauce, you don't have the juice or the squeeze. You got them both. This is not this or that. This is this and that. You got it all. You break out of the box. You overcome certain limitations. You know you were called to do more. You know that you've been called to become more. You know that greatness is pulling on you. Pull it out of you. Come on. Pull out that gift. Pull out that idea. Pull out that ingenuity. Pull out that intellectuality. Pull out that talent. Pull out those gifts. Pull out that character development. Family, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. It's not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. It is not a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. I want you to sow into your abundance. Whatever has overwhelmed you, I believe God is saying to you, forget what overwhelmed you. This is your season of overflowing that's coming to you. Whatever overwhelmed you is leaving you. Gifts that are overflowing are being sent to you. Financial overflow is being sent to you. Opportunities for overflow are being sent to you. You're going from overlooked to overbooked. Overflow is happening to you, in you, and for you. We've been having super conversation. Come on, drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Links are in the chat for how to give. The links are in the description of this video for how to give. Yes, Cash App, $Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at Gmail. Not as a debt that you owe, as a seed that you sow, 30, 60, 100 fold. And as you're sowing your seed, I want you to name your seed. Come on, don't lie to yourself right now. I want you to sow into your breakthrough. I want you to sow into your greatness. I want you to sow into the imposter syndrome being broken off of your life. I want you to sow into generational curses ending and generational blessings beginning. I want you to sow into it. It's your season of soar. Sow where you soar. Sow where you grow. Links are in the chat. Links are in the description of this video. Family, when you're dealing with the imposter syndrome, when you're dealing with emotional snipers, you need the right teacher to handle it. Matter of fact, not even handle it. You need the right teacher to guide you through it. I want to be your coach. I want to be your tour guide. I want to help you to navigate the landscape of your potential. I want to empower you. I want to take you to a place within yourself that, hear me, you can't go by yourself. Family, just type it's time. Type it's time. It's your time to move into new realms of abundance. So it's your time to move into new realms of possibility and potential, to rethink your life, to influence change. I want you to join me as we soar into more. I want you to be a part of our amazing tribe of victory, which is the Eagles community. I want to be your coach. I want to put you in the right community. Go to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Let me teach you how to get better at speaking. Let me teach you how to develop your spiritual gifts. Let me teach you how to maximize your purpose and your emotional intelligence, your relational intelligence, and soar into greater success purpose. Let me show you how to maximize your marketplace mandate. A good teacher, a good coach is going to give you speed. Why? Because they're able to boil down to the granular level what they learned in decades and give it to you in days. What it took them moments and months and give it to you in minutes. Strategy, structure, solutions, and systems. You have to be aware of what you're not aware of. You don't know what you don't know. You have to identify issues. But hear me, you can't fix what you can't find. Let's locate it. Let me be your tour guide so that you can not only locate, but navigate the landscape of your potential and your purpose. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, tap the join now button, fill out the form, and I guarantee you will be transformed. Can't wait to see your face in our digital space. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Family, has this been a blessing to you? Has this conversation been a blessing to you? Become a member of our Eagles community, of course, but also become a member of our YouTube membership. Memberships has its privileges, VIP, royalty, OQP. Tap the join button on this YouTube channel, and you can access and unlock it and be a part of Connor's Corner. Got a lot of content in Connor's Corner that I know will be advantageous to you. Family, I haven't done this in a while, but I feel like there's a part 2 coming. I feel like there's a part 2 coming. I got more to say on this particular topic. Yeah, I really do. Got more to say on this particular topic, but I'm out of time, family. But you know I'm not out of truth. So I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we do that each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. Yeah, we mix it up here, but you know I got class tonight, so I got to mix it up over there. You want to join me? Yeah, the Eagles community. Go right now. Again, you can be a part of our session. Go register right now so that you can get access to our amazing session tonight. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. While we're here on the YouTube side, hit the thumbs up button, family. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button as well. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. While we're here on the YouTube side, make sure that you do that. We mix it up on the YouTube side, but also on our sister satellite stations on social media. Follow me on social media as well. At EddieConnorJr. Put some respect on my name, family. EddieConnorJr. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, don't hesitate. Please reach out to me. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, look no further. I'm the man for the job. Invite me to speak at your conference, your church, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your event. Let's make some progression. Email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother, and I mean that from another mother. Family, it's been fun. So you know a brother got to run. But I want you to know, it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you to remember, to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. So what's your ETA? Your destiny is waiting for you to launch into your next dimension. You know, I realize one of the greatest gifts that a teacher can give you is speed. What do I mean? They can take what they've learned in decades and give it to you in days, moments, and months, and give it to you and instruct you in minutes. This is exactly what I do in my Eagles community. I want you to go to theeaglesacademy.com right now to get access to my private mentorship group where I coach, teach, train, mentor you to transform your thinking by increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence You need to know that you were created to soar into more and become more. I want to be your coach. I want to be your tour guide to help you to navigate the landscape of your potential and take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. It's your time to move into new realms of abundance, to reimagine, reshape, rethink your life, and influence your future through your spiritual gifts, development of your purpose, the emotional intelligence, relational intelligence, business acumen, to maximize your marketplace mandate, and so much more. And our Eagles community is where we learn, we lead, we laugh, and we love on a greater level. I want you to aspire higher with us. Get your wings to win, and let's soar into more at theeaglesacademy.com. Can't wait to see your face in our digital space.